Guys, today I'm going to be talking about social media marketing and monetization and why it is so important in this day and age. As of January 2021, it was estimated that the world's population was 7.83 billion people. Out of that, it estimated that 4.2 billion people use social media worldwide. That comes out to 53.6% of the worldwide population utilizing social media of some form. And it continues to grow constantly. It is estimated that every second of every day there are 15.5 new worldwide users on social media. The average user has 8 social media accounts across various platforms. The average user spends 2.5 hours per day on social media. That comes out to a worldwide usage of 10 billion hours per day on social media. That's 10 billion hours per day on social media worldwide. So as you can see, a lot of people are spending a very large amount of time on social media. So your potential audience and potential income can be great. Now here's a breakdown of the top 4 social media platforms in the United States by users. Facebook still at number 1 at 2.74 billion users. YouTube is at number 2 with 2.291 billion users. And WhatsApp is 3 at 2 billion users. And Instagram comes in at number 4 at 1.221 billion users. Now, as all of you know, there are many other social media platforms available in the United States, dozens available worldwide. These are just the top 4 in the United States. Now, the main reason why anybody wants to monetize social media and market on social media is the money. Everybody wants the money. On YouTube, the average income for advertising is $3 to $5 per 1,000 views. The top 10 earners all earned more than $10 million each, with the top earner in 2020 making approximately $26 million. Yes, I hate you, Ryan. Estimated that approximately 40% of YouTube creators earn 6 figures or more. The large majority of the remaining 60% earn less than $12,000. Now, so if you're looking to make it rich through YouTube or social media, in and of itself, it's probably not going to happen. I mean, there's a chance, but these earners, these top earners, the $10 million, $26 million, had income sources from other places than YouTube. It just happened to be where their brand was most prominent, and it helped expand to other avenues of income for them. So if you do it right, you could make a lot of money, but at the very least, it's going to be a good supplemental income. Facebook averages about $2 to $5 per 1,000 views, and this is fairly consistent across all the social media platforms as far as how they pay out for advertising. The ways to monetize social media, again, advertising. Having somebody else's content displayed before, during, and after your YouTube video, their banner displayed on your Facebook page or your Instagram or whatever. You can get paid to help promote somebody else's brand. Another way is by paid subscriptions. Basically giving your fans the opportunity to pay money directly to you or through the social media content or platform, but basically paying money for specialized content, whether it's behind the scenes videos, extra videos, swag, whatever you want it to be. You can create this paid subscription where you can make money by giving those fans something a little bit extra than the average. Another way is branded content. This kind of correlates to product placement in movies or TV shows. Say one example would be your group is shooting a music video. You make an agreement with a certain beverage company that in your video they will, throughout the video, drink, hold, be next to this beverage, and it will be very prominent in your video. It won't actually be a part of the video, but there will be no mistaking that product is in your video. And that's kind of one form of branded content. Now, you can do that on different ways on social media platforms. Each one has various ways you can do that, but that's one of the most prominent examples I could give as branded content. And then one way that has become increasingly popular over the past year, paid online events. Essentially allowing your fans to buy a ticket to virtually watch your band play, have a concert, what have you. Having these events that you would normally have in person, which a lot of times you can't now, you have an online event. And still, that way allows you to still get your content out and allows some fan engagement, even though it's not quite the same as a live event. Now, some of the keys to marketing to maximize your potential income and reach on social media: have a well thought out plan. Know where you're going and know how you're going to get there. It's very difficult to be successful and not plan out how you're going to be successful. Decide what your public image is going to be and make sure it's consistent across all of your platforms. If you want to be an Ozzy Osbourne, an Alice Cooper, or you want to be, a church group, however your image is, your public image is going to be, you decide before you even get started what it's going to be, and make sure that it stays the same across all your platforms. Don't put your Facebook page where you biting the heads off pigeons, and then your Instagram page has you attending Sunday confessional, or something like that. Just very opposite ends of the spectrum there. Decide which platforms you want to use and understand what they will require. Now this means several things. Understanding what their rules and terms of use are going to be. If your band creates very provocative videos or songs full of graphic language, you may or may not be able to post that straight as it is to some of the social media sites. So understanding what those rules are will help keep you in the confines of keeping your stuff on those platforms. This also means understand what they require as far as maintenance. Some like Facebook or Twitter, some of those ones like that, a quick message here and there, keep it going, and occasionally put something more involved. Sometimes like YouTube, where you're going to have to sit down and create a video, upload the video, even if you don't do any editing, it's going to take a little bit of time. So understanding what they require as far as maintaining that presence on that platform. Make sure that you post consistently to your platforms, but don't overdo it. If your followers are getting bombarded with notifications every 15 minutes that you're posting something, eventually a lot of them are going to quit following you because they don't want to keep getting those constant dings on their phone or their computer because you're posting just random nonsense. Engage your fans as much as possible, whether it's responding to comments on your Facebook page, or responding to questions on your Facebook page, having a Facebook Live or whatever platform live session where your fans can speak to you directly and ask you questions and you respond to them directly. Having that engagement with your fans will help build that brand, because especially when it comes to our art, the fans want to feel a part of what's going on. If they feel like they're connected to the art itself, which is in music connecting through the artist, they will be a much stronger fan, a much more loyal fan. As much as possible, you want to vary your content. Don't post the same thing over and over and over again. You want to change your posts up even if it's slightly, each time you do it, so that there's something new for your fans to look at. Again, if you are giving them the same thing over and over again, they're going to stop paying attention because, well, I just saw this, I don't care. Schedule your posts ahead of time. This goes back to the first point, having a plan. Whether you script out your Facebook post ahead of time and say that on Tuesday at 5 p.m. I'm going to put this on, or you script out your your YouTube video, or you just say, okay, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 o'clock I'm going to make a post, and you kind of have a general idea of what you're going to post ahead of time. But make sure you know ahead of time so that you don't just throw out something random. You're not just speaking off the cuff. Especially this day and age, a lot of celebrities and artists find themselves in a bad spot because they just say the first thing that comes to their mind on social media, and there's a lot of backlash for it. If you plan it out ahead of time, you can kind of, okay, yeah, this may not get received so well, so maybe we should not put that message or change that message. It gives you that opportunity to kind of stay out of the hot water. Of course, always be real, be yourself. You don't want to be fake, because if you're fake, you can't keep it up, and eventually it will come through, and nobody likes fake. Look at Milli Vanilli. Make sure your content is consistent across all of the platforms you use. Don't update your Facebook page once every 6 months, your Instagram every 10 days, and your Twitter 5 times an hour. If people go from one to the other, or they happen to use one more than the other, they may not get what you're putting out there unless you're consistent across all your platforms. You want that user to not have to rely on one particular outlet to be able to get the information they're looking for on your brand, and that's why they're following you on social media in the first place. Reasons why people will follow a brand on social media. Now, again, some of this may or may not directly correlate to music, but there's very close tie in. 57% of consumers say they will follow a brand to learn more about the item. 47% of consumers will follow a brand just to stay up to date on that brand. Now, out of that, 91% of those people will visit a brand's website after they follow them on social media. 88% will buy from the brand. 85% will recommend the brand to friends and family, thereby growing the following. Now, some of the reasons for people unfollowing social media, and I've kind of touched on this a little bit already on some of this, but poor quality product or support. 49% of the people say that's why they will unfollow. 49% say poor customer service. 45% say irrelevant content, and 45% say too many ads. Now, the quality product and support and customer service kind of go back to engaging your fans for the music business. If you're not engaging them, responding to them periodically in some form or fashion, they're going to feel disconnected. They're going to unfollow you. Irrelevant content kind of touches back on the points of making sure that you have a consistent message across, that you're posting frequently but not overdoing it. They want to, if they don't feel like the content you're putting out is relevant to them anymore, they're going to unfollow you and forget about you. So in summation, social media platforms have allowed a greater number of people to have successful businesses and in turn allow for greater potential income. The key is understanding that a bit of work must go into this before the online presence begins, and almost certainly will require a set amount of time to follow up on a weekly, daily basis. The common thread amongst the most successful people using social media to make money or spread their brand is hard work, and not just hard work with music, but through the entire business model. You have to work at it if you want to build your brand. And everybody's got the art down. The artists have the art down. Well, hopefully they have the art down. There are some that don't. But as you have seen throughout the history of music too, that sometimes people with the not so much are not so excelling in the art side, who are phenomenal on the business side, have still succeeded and had very successful bands, even though their music may not be that great, because they know how to work the business. I hope I haven't bored you guys to death. I appreciate your attention, and I'm sorry I ran a little over, but y'all have a great day.